welcome back. This is episode 7 of the Knotty GIraffe. My name's Glenna, and I'm coming to you from Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, where I live with my 2 dogs. And I am an avid knitter, and I'm learning to spin. And I thought I would share with you some of the projects that I have been working on this past month since I recorded last. It's been very busy with Christmas, I'm sure, for everybody. I will start off first by saying what I'm wearing. This is the free sweater pattern by Drops called the Silver Stag. I knit it this past year. I think it was like in June I finished it, or June or July. I made it with the Biches and Booches petite lamb's wool. I can't remember the color, but I'll post it down below. It was a while ago, but it's nice that it's Christmas and I have a chance to wear it. So just a little bit about the construction of the Silver Stag sweater. It's a yoke sweater, knit on, I think it was 4mm needles. I'm trying to remember, but it's DK. It's knit from the top down. And I remember when I did it, I was really careful to put stitch markers between each of the pattern repeats. It's a very easy to follow chart. It was didn't take me that long to knit it up. I did make the mistake, however, of it was a good lesson that I learned. Because the wool had been gifted to me and I never checked the dye lots, and I didn't notice until I had finished the sweater that there was a big difference between the color. So what I did was I ended up doing a duplicate stitch line just along where the color change was, so that it made it look like it was part of the design instead of just like a big mistake of oops. I thought about ripping it out and going all the way back to it and doing, alternating skeins to incorporate the difference in the color, but I thought, no, it's a Christmas sweater. I'm not really a fan of the Biches and Beaches petite lamb's wool. It's very rustic feeling, not soft at all. It's kind of scratchy, so I definitely have to have something on underneath it, and it's not a sweater that I will really wear any time other than over the Christmas holidays. So I figured instead of ripping it all back, I would duplicate stitch along where the color change was, and it seems to work. It's worked fine for me. I still might add a few more embellishments into it, just play around with it, maybe duplicate stitch some snowflakes on the body as well, so that it really takes your eye away from the color change. But we'll see. I hope you've all had a good Christmas holidays. I know I sure did. My hands are sore from all the knitting that I did, a lot of which I can't even, I can only show you photos of because it ended up going out the door as gifts. But I will start off with what I do have. I knit a second Sarandi hat. I kind of like it. It's made with Malabrigo Mecca, which is a bulky weight yarn. So you knit it up on 6mm needles and it knits very fast. It's done with mosaic stitches, so you're never working with more than one color at a time. And yeah, just a lot of slip stitches. I'll hold it up so you can have a better look at the details of it. But it's a really, really fun hat. Knits very, very fast. I knit it up in, I think it was 2 days. I had it from start to finish, cast on to cast off, and I was able to get a really nice little fluffy fake fur pom-pom from the local yarn shop. And yeah, I think it turned out great. It's supposed to be a Christmas gift too, but it just hasn't made it to its recipient yet. Uh, I knit an earlier one with the same yarn, but in a different color. And I had that on in my last episode. But I had put a pom-pom that I made out of the yarn myself, and it just, what a difference a pom-pom makes on a hat, I tell you. Just that big heavy weight. I weighed the pom-pom, the original pom-pom, and it was like over 30 grams of yarn that I put into it. So it was kind of a terrible waste of yarn, and it just also like just really hung funny. So I managed to get this really nice lightweight one, and oh, it's just completely changed the hat so much. I've decided to keep it for myself. And it was, yeah, it was originally going to be a Christmas present, but nope. So yeah, I knit another hat that I have here. This one, I had originally knit up a Sawtooth hat to give to my stepdaughter's partner this summer. So I was planning on camping at his place for a little while out on the island, and I ended up not going up to his place. So I still had the hat, and I decided I'd give it to him for Christmas, but I realized I hadn't made a hat for one of my sons yet. So I decided to knit up the same pattern, which is called the Sawtooth. I'll put it on. It's a little big on me because my son has a much bigger head than me. But it's by Katie Pomper, and it's a really, really fun hat. It's got a whole bunch of twisted stitches to give you the mountains. It's got the water on the bottom, and then the pine trees in the middle, and then the mountains on top. And of course, I'm showing the one spot where I screwed up on my twisted stitch. So let me show the other side because it looks much better. I know I had trouble with the twisted stitches when I knit it the first time, and I gave up on the second row of mountains on the first one I made, but I persevered through and I got it done. So very happy with that. I only have one whip, which is just so unusual because I always have a pair of socks on the go, but instead of socks at the moment, I'm working on another shift by Andrea Mowry. I finished the first one, which I finished that just like, about 2 weeks ago, I guess, 3 weeks ago. It was after I'd filmed last. And I loved it so much. I wanted to keep it, but I decided to give it to my stepdaughter for Christmas. It was a toss-up between her and my sister, my two of my favorite females in the world, and who are not knitters. And I ended up giving it to my stepdaughter, and thankfully she loves it. But that one, which I'll put in a picture of, I made with the Queensland yarn, the Queensland Beaches, Rainbow Beach yarn, I believe it's called. I'll put all the particulars down below, and then I did all the accent colors with the Schloppel Edition 3 yarn, which is 100% merino wool. And oh gosh, I put it on and it was myself just to try it, and it was so lovely. I just, oh yeah. So anyway, it was given with love. But I really wanted to have one for myself, so I got this yarn, which is called Marla, is the name of the company, and it's a lot like the Spin Cycle. It's a a Spin Cycle knockoff, but it's 100% wool, and it is just, the colors are just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I'm super thrilled with it. I'm just getting down to the last color changes now. And I'm hoping to have it finished within another week or two, maybe another week actually at the latest. And then I can get started on my next projects, which I just purchased the yarn for. I'm so excited about. I'm going to knit the Soldatno by Caitlin, is it Caitlin Hunter? I can't remember, but I'll put that up in the notes too. But the Soldatno, it's been on my bucket list of of sweaters that I want to knit. It was supposed to have been done at some point in 2023, but it'll be my next cast on 2024. I also, since I recorded last, I have gotten back into spinning, which I'm super excited with. When I was like 18, I lived with this hippie out in the Kootenays, and she taught me how to spin wool, and we would get the wool, like it would come in all caked in grossness. And we would wash it and then, pick all the stuff out of it and then comb it up. She had a drum carder, so we would comb it up, and then she taught me how to dye naturally with the dye naturally. That sounds like but no, how to dye the yarn naturally with oh gosh, what did we use? We used like walnut leaves and lichen and coffee grounds and orange peels and things like that, and we used to dye all the wool naturally, and then we would spin it up. But after I stopped being a mother's helper with her, I haven't even touched a spinning wheel since. So I joined the local fiber guild, and for $10 a month, I was able to rent a spinning wheel. So my first, where is it? Here it is. This was my first attempt. I don't know if you can see, I just did up some roving and did a 2-ply with it and then rolled it into a ball. But I bought some lichen and lace mohair that I'm going to, where is it? There it is. It's the lichen and lace. I bought some silk mohair that I'm going to pair it with and hopefully knit myself a hat. So just so that they say that you should do that, when you start spinning, that you should try and do some kind of project with your first skein, because your first skeins, you'll never do another one like it. It's actually, looking at it, it's really not that bad. I'm kind of surprised. Since then, there we are. Since then, I bought a braid to work on, this is what's left of the braid that I'm currently spinning. And if I can find, this is the first bobbin that I got done of and then I'm gonna do a second bobbin up and ply them together and see what happens. I'm just really excited because it's really fun to spin. I forgot how much fun it is, and just it's so meditative, and it's just I love it. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to this month. Other finished projects that I don't have here are Christmas stockings for animals that I'm hoping my son's going to send me a picture of that I can insert here, because I just kind of winged it, trying to come up with a pattern. Oh, there goes my bird clock. There's always a clock going off in my episodes, isn't there? But other than that, really, that's all I've got to say this month. It's just short and sweet. I just wanted to get a filming in before the end of the year so that I could wish everybody a Happy New Year and happy knitting, and I'll see you all again in 2024. Hopefully with my soldatno on the way, my shift finished, and the other project I'm about to start. Oh yes, I forgot about that one. I have cast it on, but there's no point showing it because there's nothing to show really. But I'm going to make another one of the knitted animal friends. This time I'm going to make the pig for my stepdaughter. So she doesn't watch this, so I know it's safe to say that's what I'm doing. But I'm planning on making the pig for her birthday. It was supposed to be her Christmas present, but it just never happened. So it's a great book. I've knit the horse before for my son's partner, which I'll put a little picture of him, Noah the horse, in there so you can see him. So I've done it before, and it was just so much fun that I'm really looking forward to knitting another one. So Anyway, yes, that's it. Happy New Year, and I will see you in 2024. Bye for now.